doing? All right, so 6:03 in the morning on the 18th of December, 2021. Welcome, one and all, to the Doug Rice Show, the morning edition, where shit stays real. Well, folks, this morning I've decided, since yesterday's show turned out to be a little bit, less as smooth as I prefer, I've decided this morning to simply talk to you. Tell you kind of an overview of, what I'm thinking, share it with you, the observances, the things that I've talked about over the last few days. Good morning, Trident. How are you? So, here we go. So, I was looking at the unfolding saga that is the attempted overthrow of the United States government. And folks, the operation is in full force. They are full swing, full bore, full speed ahead. They're not playing. And yesterday, at the beginning of the Doug Rice Show, which is where you are, this is the Doug Rice Show, the morning edition. I'm Doug Rice. Welcome. How are you? Let me shout out to the folks that are showing up. I appreciate you being here. Let me know, folks, if you can see chat and see if you can hear me. Make sure we've got that. Good morning, Trident. Antoine Anderson. Grand Rising. Blue Jen. How you doing? Trina. What's up? Melanin 100%. That's a lot of melanin. Curtis Bailey, good morning, how are you? Listen, folks, the news is dire. There's no need to panic. Relax. There's no need to panic. It's just, it's coming into focus, isn't it? And more so for them. And I mean this, as I look at the pundits, as I look at the news, and I look at it from every direction possible. I look at the right wing, I look at the left wing, I look at the center, I look at the extreme. I'll even look at the militant, the pacifist. But I try to get a complete picture. And the parallels that this country is trajectorying, I mean, right alongside the parallels of pre-Nazi Germany. The leadership, the attitude, the focus, the politics, the trajectory. It is ominous. It's almost scary what they're doing. I mean, when we talk about following the Nazi playbook, they're following it to the T. I want to tell you, it's been said, people are saying, Donald Trump has read Mein Kampf. It's been said that Donald Trump admires Adolf Hitler and all that he stood for. And as we look on his countenance and see him placate to dictators and fascists, calling them strong, it's only from the position of his own weakness, his own insecurities, that he sides up to men he admires. Real mean people. Erdogan, fucking Putin, fucking, even fucking Xi and for God's sake, the little short dude who likes to mess with in North Korea. He likes that shit. He likes evil. Donald Trump and the folks that like Donald Trump are twisted, evil motherfuckers that think America, the patriotism that they espouse, they have no idea that it's wrapped in white supremacy, right-wing white nationalism, such to the point that it obscures the falsehood of democracy they try to propose. What they are doing is they're setting the stage to repeat history. That's what's happening in this country. And as Negroes, our position in this repeat in history can only be that of the imposters that suffered during World War II. We are Hebrews. And the target is us. Now, I said this yesterday. I want you to understand how closely they associate themselves with Nazism and the playbook that they're following. It's very, very pointed. Here's the deal. I expressed yesterday that it's not about a civil war. That's not what they're after. They've pretty much tried to hedge the Civil War off from bloodshed and implanted a small bombing device within their own election facilities, their own election apparatus. You know, they've wedged in some folks that are determined to count the votes come November, and that count will, sum up to their liking. That's already baked in. I don't think they know they can't undo that shit. Everywhere there was a tip in the scale, Donald Trump lost, they've put people who support Donald Trump, and guess what their task is? To count the votes. Fuck who's voting. And I said yesterday, it looked like Biden was going to have a fucking stroke, telling the American public that it wasn't about who's voting, it's about who's counting it. Now, as they march headlong into this thing they intend to do, as they do everything they can to prevent firing shots, they're fully prepared to fire shots. These folks that are behind this movement, listen, folks, I'm going to tell you again. I watched Paul Gosar make a fucking speech, and it was terrifying. This man is unhinged, out of control, clearly has a mental fucking problem, and all of his siblings have warned the public that this man is not right in the head. Now you couple that clown with Marjorie Taylor Greene, this new puppet for Trump, Kari Lake, I believe that's her name, may have gotten it wrong yesterday. She's just spot on racist. Spot on white supremacist, baby-making machine. The chick has been here in Phoenix, Arizona on Fox 10, which I have dubbed the Aryan Station here in Phoenix. And she has spewed out the news, unbeknownst to viewers, holding this right-wing white nationalism in her heart, just itching to get to the governor's mansion and execute all the Klan bullshit she can. And let me tell you something. I've watched this chick on the air, pregnant year after year, just month after month, spitting out babies, doing exactly what they want their women doing. And this woman has been indoctrinated with that right-wing white nationalism in that station in Phoenix, Arizona, to such an extent that now she believes her own bullshit. The chick has literally hypnotized herself, delivering and spewing white nationalism here on Fox. That's what they do. That's what they do everywhere, Fox is. Y'all know that, right? So that's what we're facing. And they're following the Nazi playbook to the T. Now, let me tell you something, a little secret Hitler did say. Hitler did not say that the United States has the jewels of God. Hitler did not say that we were the real Hebrews. That's bullshit. Please don't repeat that. Someone said that, absolutely. It was not Hitler. I'm going to shelve that. Now, in murdering 6 million or so people, however many Jews were murdered, however many people who were walking about pretending to be Negroes, who took the practices of Judaism while they were in Europe, persecuted in Europe, and then transplanted from Europe to a land they had no association with in 1948 with the Balfour Act. Now, Hitler's murder of those imposters to such a degree, let me tell you what he said, and let me tell you what they believe as well. Hitler said that his doing this thing, his genocidal activity regarding Jews, in the future, he said, 1,000-year reign, which was the Reich's intent, he said people would look back at what he did, killing millions of people, and it would be an afterthought. He would not be held in derision. In fact, history would pass and time would pass and people would forget that he murdered all these millions of people to clear the way for the 1,000-year Reich and the Aryans who thought they were somehow superior to everyone. Now, he said this he did say. His thought was, if he killed and cleansed Germania of Jews, thousands of years down the line, everybody would forget about it and think, and probably condone it. Now, fast forward to today. They tell you they want a civil war, but all of their individual activities point to them wanting a race war. For some reason, and they're on this path, they're on this trajectory, they want to eliminate their history involving us. But you have to understand, that's got to be just the beginning. You cannot stand in a society where their history must be erased, but the results of their history remain. I don't believe that they are going to settle for it simply not being taught in high schools. Go with me, folks. First and foremost, they're looking kind of crazy, aren't they? Let's not split hairs. They kill us on sight. They expose racist, white supremacist, right-wing sentiment when the fucking feeling hits them. And we pay. And the reverse is not true. None of us see them on sight and get murderous intent. No Negro, no Hebrew sees Caucasians and goes into a murderous rage. We are the target, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Hebrews. They're after us. The wealth built on the backs of slaves is enjoyed today by the slave master's fucking kin. Don't get it twisted. Myriads of families in this country, millions of dollars, as they shifted their wealth from one industry to another and maintained that generational wealth and built it and have it. And that's cool. That's cool. But now you want to erase that history. You don't want it taught in schools. You don't want your children aggravated. You don't want your children feeling some kind of fucking way. Really? Well, if you eliminate critical race theory from your schools, and it's being done all over the country, how will you deal with the results of that action? Because they're sitting right next to your goddamned children in schools. So your next move must be some sort of address in that regard. You can't eliminate the teaching of your fucking ancestors and what they did, making you feel some kind of goddamned way. Poor you. Let's say you eliminate critical race theory. It's never taught. It's not taught in school. But black children are sitting next to your children. And questions are going to start getting asked. And you can best goddamned believe that black families are not going to stop telling their children what your ancestors did. So now you're in a pickle. Because even though it's not being taught in schools, black children in schools with your white children are being taught by our children what your ancestors did. So now what's your move? Now you punish the children that are talking about critical race theory. Perhaps you expel them from schools. Punish the parents. Okay. But then what? We're still there. And it's been shown you have a history of being triggered by visuals. So, the information is canceled. The very thought and idea is not spoken. But blackness still remains in your fucking face every day. What you gonna do? And now we ain't talking. I mean, you've eliminated that. You've outlawed your history. So now we just sit there and look at your fucking ass. Now it's not what we're saying. Now it's not what's being taught in schools. Now it's the own narrative going on in your own fucking demented, short-sighted, insecure, fucked up minds. As you look at us, a movie just starts playing in your fucking head and it can't stop. Nobody's teaching critical race theory. Nobody's talking about your fucking history in schools. Your children are safe. But black people are still walking around. What you gonna do? You don't see where this is leading, ladies, gentlemen, Hebrews. If the kingdom does not arrive to stop these motherfuckers, they will kill us all. Okay, so Doug Rice, you're crazy, right? Right. All right, I'm going to ask the same question. I'm going to ask it again. And I want y'all to think about this. You hear me? Now you listen, brothers and sisters. If they were 100% sure that no one was coming to help Negro in this country, what do you think they would do to us? Now, I want you to consider this carefully, Hebrews. Now, we got several different kinds of Americans in this country. And right now, the safety is on because of the consequences that they'd face in acting the fuck out. Now, you remove that safety mechanism and you let it sink in that Negroes, black people, us, are unprotected. Open season, no penalty for anything that you do to us. And now I want you Hebrews to sit quietly and consider the order of events shortly thereafter. Oh, it's not going to be immediate. It's going to take a few days. There's going to have to be some alcohol involved. We know this. And we all fucking know what a specific segment of this goddamned population would do to us, Hebrews, black people, the progeny of slaves. I'm not talking about fucking immigrants. I'm not talking about anyone but us. What do you think they would do? What have they been itching to do? Don't you get it twisted. Don't you let the smile and the grin and the cheese get under your fucking psyche. Please. A sign will set them off. The very sight of you may incur action. So what do you think they would do if there was no one coming to help us? Exactly. Still fucking grinning? I mean, you got to consider. Just yesterday I read of a teacher who was in a school teaching. Every 3 out of 4 motherfuckers is black. And she was somehow triggered into exposing her real sentiment. And it exploded, didn't it? And she just N-worded her ass all over the school, into the principal's office, where 3 out of 4 people occupying that institution of lower learning are Negroes. Wow, how long did she teach there? How long has she been holding it in? How many of them hold it in? And what would happen if there were nothing to protect us from their releasing that shit? There's a hatred of us they hold within themselves. An absolute malice, and let me tell you something, it runs fucking deep. Hebrews better be on guard. The wild ones, they're loose, they're free. They're plotting. They don't just want a civil war. They want a fucking race war. They've been after it for years. And I'm telling you, Hebrews, to stop acting like everything is everything. Because nothing is nothing, motherfuckers. Let me ask you something. You ever had one of them turn on you? Don't fucking play with me, man. Don't play no fucking games. You ever had one turn on you? Shocking, ain't it? You ever had one say something you would never have thought come out their goddamn mouths, and there it went. All of us have had that moment where we are stopped fucking cold in our tracks, associating with folks we consider friends. Wake the fuck up, Hebrews. Understand that we are surrounded by our enemies. Very interesting feeling, isn't it? To actually know it and not ignore it. To understand the dormancy of their existence, though at times can seem rather cordial, inviting, almost friendly. But it doesn't take much to get the real, and we all fucking know it. Don't play games. This is ridiculous. We've ignored the bullshit long enough. So, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I'm on one. And you know, look, I refuse to be the Jew who stayed. How about that? And in that sense, I mean, at least stay asleep. I don't know that we can go anywhere. But I do tell you, and I will tell you this most assuredly, they got murder on their fucking minds. They always have. Motherfuckers, wake the fuck up. Culture fucking vultures are at the door. And let me tell you something, partner. If left unchecked, we will not survive. Now, I know this is a harsh message at 6 a.m. in the morning. No news, just Doug Rice. I am trying to just wake you the fuck up to the fact the kingdom approaches. The whole planet shudders in anticipation of the arrival of God Almighty. I advise you do the same. Ignore these clowns. Look for nothing from them. And understand, as Hebrews, we were always to remain set apart. And our captivity coming to a close, so many of us waking the fuck up while wokeness seems to be criminalized. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that a bit convenient? While they wish to eliminate the history of their doings. Why now? Why now, as the planet falls apart, as You all seem to be losing your fucking shit. Country's coming unglued. According to you, we're not the country. You are. And you're spreading shit on the walls. Hebrews, back away. Don't stand up. Get that fucking smile off your goddamn faces. And take note of how the fuck you got here. Act accordingly. Don't get involved. Remember that when they're done fighting one another, there will still be fight in them. Good morning! I just decided to do a little freestyle today. Fuck it. How's everybody doing? Alright, coffee break! There you go. Ah, Grand Rising! No news this morning, just pure Doug Rice coming 100 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. But you understand what I'm saying. I know you do. We're all looking at it. Don't get involved in this shit. You stay the fuck out these people's way. You hear? Good boy. All right. Shout out, 629, 630. You know, I'm trying to do an hour show. So let's read. Who we got, what we got. I'm going up and down the list. Here we go. Anton Anderson. See you, hear me. Thank you. Good. Loud and clear. 2 mics. Thank you for tuning in to the Doug Rice Show. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button. And if you support this effort, for God's sake, reach deep into... I'm just joking. You know, the links to helping me out is somewhere. Trina will do it. I don't, you know, she's the moderator, and welcome to Trina. Good morning. I just decided, you know, listen. First, Black News, they deliver. They deliver. But I'm dissecting their asses just a little too much. They don't like that shit, right? So they're fucking with me. So this morning, in an effort to get an unfettered show, an unmolested show, I decided to simply wing it and give you nothing but Doug. All right. Good morning, Antoine. Blue Jen. There we continue. Shalom, Mascolo Miller. Hey. What does that mean? Anyway. Curtis Bailey. Grand Rising. Oh, there you go. Oh, saying hello to Tina. Isn't that nice? Thank you for acknowledging Tina, my moderator, folks. Appreciate that. Trident. Ting. You got to get a trident, bro. Blue Jen, I said that? Yes. King and Queens of One Accord. I remember shit. And let's continue down the line. Antoine recording. Yep, got you. I think Grand Rising. Yep. Mixed by Science. I like that. Melanin. I said hello. And the boss. You late. What's up? Oh, they mad, man. Curtis. They more than mad. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. And I think, you know, we know this. We know they're mad, and we know they think they know why they're mad. And, you know, if you pointed it out, I guess you could say, well, I guess that's something to be mad at. But something else is agitating them. A knowing. It's like they feel, because we feel it. Most of us understand the captivity we're shaking the shit off. That's what happened. We're intolerant. I don't know. I'm not the first. I'm sure of it. They got better brothers than me out there, brothers spitting knowledge, right? I mean, getting them real mad. I mean, they don't even look at these folks. I mean, you get, you know, my goodness, man. I dare not even speak some of their names. They're just they write books, movies. You know who they are. Okay. All right. Umar, you know, the other folks. You know, these are established. I'm just a motherfucker that talks shit. See, I don't want to give them a target. I'm going to keep it basic. You look at all them brothers, Dr. Umar, all of them, every one of them. You just suck it all in. Give a fuck. Any of us that is outspoken and in their fucking faces, be sure to at least consider what they're saying. They're bold enough to open their mouth, at least listen. You may not agree with what they're saying, but for God's sake, they're published. I'm not. So, you know, when I say Dante Fortson. When I recommend Dante Fortson, there's a reason. Man's published. He's doing his thing, and he's scriptural. He's a godly man. You know? When I talk about Yakoba and the T.I. Ministries, these are godly men. These are being men of God. You know, they walk the walk, they talk the talk. I talk shit! There's a place for me. You goddamn right. I talk shit. You know why? Somebody's got to. And I'm fucking tired. I am done. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm looking at it. All you gotta do is look at the 50s, go all the way through to 2022. It's like we've gone into a fucking circle. I look at Al Sharpton and go, what the fuck are you still doing? I'd have more respect for him if he said, you know what, fuck this. I'm done. Fuck you. Fuck your shows. Fuck your talk. I'm done talking. I'm almost in the fucking grave. And I'm starting from scratch with voting rights? Is that what we're talking about? You're serious. We're on voting rights. And they're trying to suppress. Is that what we're talking about? At this point in time in 2022? Man, fuck you motherfuckers. Y'all playing games. Y'all bring it in. Everybody, let's go. Hey, and everybody's welcome back. Everybody's welcome back into the fold. We are not them. Oh yeah, you get an epiphany. You done with that bullshit, Reverend Al? Come on back. Herschel Walker, come on back. That's right. I'll take all of them back. Representative Scott, come on back, son. I told you that they was fucking with you. There is racism, isn't there? Representative Scott, you got in front of a mic and said there's no more racism in America. Well, come on back. Candace Owens in the back there, way behind them white folks. Man, Candace, come on, girl. I told you they was going to fuck you up. Kanye. Oh, come on back, Kanye, damn. Somebody get him. We want them all back. We want all of the Hebrews back in the fold. Unfortunately, they all won't make it. Yeah, that's the truth. They won't all make it. And yes, they're mad. They're mad as fuck because we are giving off the energy of give a fuck. Now we looking at them like they're crazy. You know what they did? They lifted their skirts on January 6th, 2021, right? And they showed the world the size of their shit. And it's small, right? And the world can't unsee what they did on January 6th. The world can't unsee it. Now they ain't paying these motherfuckers no mind. And that's bad. Meanwhile, brothers and sisters all over this country are calling Caucasity into account. It's epic. Just district attorneys to the left of them. District attorneys to the right of them. Attorney generals to the left, up, down. All up in their goddamn business. I know Trump is sick of black people right about now. If you thought Trump didn't like black people, man, you don't like him now. Oh, from Benny Thompson to both the attorney general, it's like a sandwich. He's just getting fucked up. And you know, yesterday, what did he do? He fucking put on Joy Reid, just weaved her into an insult because he has to hit on blackness whenever he's going to attack a group of people. We got to go. You know, so that's where we're at, folks. We're in the thick of it. We're in the throes. We are in the death rattle of the United States. That's exactly where we. They have themselves by the throat, and they're not letting go. What group of people chokes themselves out for power that they already possess? Like, it's the dumbest thing you've ever seen. Here's the thing that strikes me as odd. I watch the folks on the left. I watch them. You know, I watch these folks who are trying to call this crazed individual into account with all his minions and the rest of these right-wing white nationalists running around with fucking suits on and shit. Fucking secret speak like patriotism and shit. Just another fucking word for right-wing white nationalism. And you know what? When I see blacks for Trump, well, again, folks, this is how I see things. Everyone else, not at least in line with what's going on, is hopeful. And we've been hopeful for, 70 years now. Hope is lost, motherfuckers. Stop hoping on these motherfuckers! What are you doing? What are we doing? Really? Are you still expecting the right thing to get done? Motherfuckers, wake up. All right! 6:39, I'm Doug Rice. How's everybody doing this morning? No news, just me. Wanted to just give it to you, as truthfully and as impactfully as possible. We are Hebrews. We await the kingdom. Nothing else matters. I mean, that's just, the 1-2 punch of it is simple. All of this shit is going to be wiped away by the hand of God Almighty, who is fast approaching. We all know it. We must be on the right side of history. And that history ain't got shit to do with anything that is currently here. And I mean from the United States to China to every indiscriminate, nondescript country, democracy, man-ruled bullshit on this planet is going to be done away with because, as you can see, nothing works. It's all fucked up. And we are at the helm. Human beings are running shit. And before we destroy ourselves and the very creation of God Almighty, the Creator will show up. I count on it. This isn't some empty belief. Of course you look crazy believing that shit. But to me, you look crazier believing in anything these human beings are doing. Fuck that. Are you insane? One human being is worth $200 billion, while thousands of human beings die every day from starvation. Equal that shit. Are you serious? I'm going to say it again. One person, $200 billion liquid. That's nice. Right? And yet I can, at this moment, envision at least 30 or 40 dark-skinned poor children who have just expired because they don't have food. How is that right? Well, for me, that pisses me off. And I can only pray that God comes and writes this because, dear God. All right, that's good. All right, so how's everybody doing? Sound is spread. Look at that. See, no visual. Now you can't see. Sounds out. What the fuck? That's all right. I still feel good. It's when and now I need everybody to pay attention to when exactly it went out. I need that. Okay? All right. All right, so it's 6:42 in the morning. What I obviously am going to have to do is use a different program to do this. Things are getting interfered with, and perhaps there are forces at work. Either way, I thank everybody for tuning in. If you can hear me, thanks for tuning in. If you can see me, and if you can't see me, just, hey, like, subscribe, share. All right, I'm done. You guys have a good morning. And for goodness sake, folks, get that goddamn grit off your faces.